Hello, Bethune Elementary 2nd grade. This is Mr. Chick. Today we're going to work on Math, Unit 5. We're going to continue with fractions, Standard 2.G.3. Last week we learned how to make arrays. This week we'll learn how to partition circles and rectangles into 2, 3, or 4 equal shapes. Our I can statement is, I can partition circles and rectangles into 2, 3, or 4 equal shares and describe the shares using math language. Before we begin, let's watch a video on fractions and learn some new vocabulary. The book is called Give Me Half. If you can't access it, just copy and paste the link into your web browser and you can watch it that way. All right, so let's learn some new vocabulary. Our first word is fraction. A fraction means part of a whole. For example, a fraction of this rectangle has been shaded in. A fraction of this circle has been shaded in, and a fraction of this circle has been shaded in. All right, in a fraction, if it's divided into two parts, it's separated by a line. And the number below the line on the bottom is called the denominator. Denominator. This number represents the number of pieces that the shape is separated into. So if we look at this pizza, we can see that it's been separated into 4 slices. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I had a fraction, that bottom number would be the number of slices altogether. The pizza is separated into 4 slices. Well, if the bottom number is the denominator, the top number is called the numerator. Numerator. This number represents the number of pieces that we have. Looking at our pizza again, there may be 4 slices, but I only see 3. 1, 2, 3. So that means we have 3 slices out of 4, or 3/4. So the top number, the 3, represents the number of pieces of pizza that we actually have. Half, or halves. If a whole is divided into 2 parts, one part is called 1/2, and the fraction will look like this. 1/2. Sometimes you'll see it like this, 1 with a slash and a 2. Either way is correct, and they're both pronounced 1/2. It's not 1/2, it's 1/2. 1/2 of this circle is shaded. 1/2 of this rectangle is shaded, one part out of 2. Thirds. If a whole is partitioned into 3 parts, one part would be called 1/3. 1/3 of this circle is shaded. 1/3 of this rectangle is shaded. 1/3 of this trapezoid is shaded. And of the 3 stars, one of the 3 is shaded, so 1/3 is shaded. 2 parts is 2/3. 2/3 of this circle is shaded in. Fourths. If a whole is partitioned into 4 parts, then one part is called 1/4. 1/4 of this circle is shaded. 2 parts is called 2/4. 2 of the 4 rectangles in this big rectangle are shaded in, 2/4. 3 parts would be 3/4. Going back to our pizza, 3 of the slices we have, so it's 3/4. And if there were 4 parts shaded in, it would be 4/4, or 1 whole. So let's solve a problem. This would be a problem that you would likely see on a test. We're going to make a rectangle cake, and imagine you want to serve the whole thing to 4 people. How can you cut the cake to assure that each person had the same amount of cake? What fraction would each person get to eat? Using pictures, words, and numbers to explain your answers. So first of all, here's our rectangle. It's a blue cake. We're going to separate it into 4 parts. Now, if each person gets 1 slice, the 1 yellow slice, let's pull that one out. 1 slice out of the 4 pieces altogether would be 1/4. 1 out of 4. So each person gets 1/4 of the cake. Let's try another one. Let's draw a rectangle and partition it into fourths, and we'll shade in 3/4. So here's our rectangle. Now, just like last week, we can partition different ways. We can draw the lines. We'll make 3 lines. So we have 4 parts, and we're going to shade in 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. So 3 out of my 4 are shaded in. 3/4 of the rectangle is shaded. Okay, your turn. On a separate sheet of paper, draw a rectangle and shade in 1/2. You can pause this while you work on it. Your rectangle will look like this to begin with. Okay, if your rectangle looked like any of these shapes, you did a great job. Here's a rectangle where 1/2 is shaded. Here's one where 1/2 is shaded. Here's one where 1/2 is shaded. Or we have one here where 1/2 is shaded. Or if you had shaded this side and not that side, any of these, as long as 1/2 of the rectangle is shaded in, you did great. All right, tomorrow we're going to continue to work on fractions, so make sure you click on the Microsoft form to show what you know.